All right, so here we are. It is time for the draft, and it is time for the Pittsburgh Steelers to stop pissing me off because right now I am very annoyed with them. It has been a rough offseason. You know what? I am a privileged Steelers fan. I am usually privileged because the Steelers do things that make sense. However, lately, I don't know what the Steelers are doing. I don't know what their plans are. I don't know why none of this makes sense. I don't know what they're doing. And so I decided to come on and show them a little bit of grace and to say, hey, okay, this is your opportunity to really do something that makes sense. So I'm counting on them to do some things that make sense. There's three positions that I want the Steelers to take care of in the draft. The first position is a quarterback. I need the Pittsburgh Steelers to go get a quarterback. And honestly, I want them to get Shedeur Sanders, and mainly because I trust Shedeur Sanders more than I trust the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to say that again. I trust Shedeur Sanders more than I trust the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is really sad that I feel that way, but right now that is how I feel because they are showing me right now that I don't know what they have going on and I can't trust it. The other thing I need the Steelers to go do is go get a defensive tackle. We need to shore up that defensive line. We need to be able to stop the run. God help us. I don't know what is going on with the Steelers defensive line. We have to go figure out something because right now what we have is not great and we need to figure out something. The third thing I want the Steelers to go do is I need them to go get an offensive lineman. And it would be great if we could get an offensive lineman that didn't get hurt, that was actually able to play throughout the season. It would be great if we could get a defensive lineman that didn't false start and they didn't hold and that wasn't ridiculous. And so I don't know what the Steelers are going to do. I don't know what their draft board looks like. I'm hearing a combination of different things and I honestly don't know what they're going to do. All I know with 100% certainty is that we need a quarterback, we need to go get an offensive lineman, and we need to go get a defensive lineman. It's kind of funny to me that my biggest gripe about the Steelers is the trenches because a lot of people, when they think about the Pittsburgh Steelers, they just assume that their trenches are good. They just assume all of these things because that is what our history tells us. However, lately, I don't know what has gotten into the Steelers team. Lately, our offensive line is not great and our defensive line is suspect, in my opinion. So I'm concerned about that. We also are having a TJ Watt problem right now. I don't even want to get into the TJ Watt problem. I'm just going to talk about the draft. The one thing I will say that is absolutely going to piss me off is if the Steelers go into this draft and they don't get a quarterback and they think that Mason Rudolph is the answer. If you don't want to go get a quarterback that's going to start and you don't want to go get a quarterback in the first round and you go get a quarterback in the third and the fourth round and you're going to go with Mason Rudolph, you better hope I don't even know what I would say to that, but it honestly, unfortunately, wouldn't surprise me because that's the crap the Steelers have been doing lately. And I don't know what to say about that. It just is what it is at this point. I'm just popping in here to say, hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Why are you watching content and you're not subscribed to my channel? Do me a solid, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I will disappear from your screen and I will let you get into your video. I feel like the Steelers are just coasting into past success. I feel like because the Steelers as an organization is a championship winning organization, what we're doing now is we're acting like we're still that championship team and we're not. And that concerns me because I need us to step up and I need us to do the things that we used to do that would help us win. And what we used to do was win the battle of the trenches. We used to be able to run the football and we used to have a quarterback that could throw the ball down the field. Right now, I don't know what's going on. I don't trust these coaches. I don't trust the owners. I don't trust anything that is happening with the Steelers right now. And yes, before anybody asks, I am still very disappointed that we let go of Justin Fields because I think Justin Fields could have served us well in the AFC North, but that is over. And because that is over, I need them to do something better and to do something different because right now I have concerns. This entire offseason, I have not been impressed. I know we got DK Metcalf, and this is not a knock on him. This has everything to do with the Steelers. You go out and you spend money on a receiver. Fantastic, great job for you, but then you let a quarterback go. And then you bring in Mason Rudolph. Do you want me to get excited about Mason Rudolph? Is Mason Rudolph our new standard? I hope that Mason Rudolph is not our new standard because if Mason Rudolph is our new standard, we actually have a bigger problem and the draft isn't going to do anything for us. So I am frustrated. I'm a frustrated Steelers fan. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't even know what my expectation should be of them at this point because I don't even know what they're doing. Like, what are they actually doing? So I'm frustrated. So I need them to take this draft and I need them to figure out some things. I need them to do some things in the draft that are going to shock me. And so before I end this video, a lot of people are going to say, well, what can the Steelers do in the draft that's going to shock you? I'm going to tell you. If in this draft the Steelers decide to move up or to trade up and to get a better draft pick, that's going to surprise me. Honestly, I don't know if they even will trade up. I don't even know if I remember a time where the Steelers have traded up in the draft. But if they decide to trade up in the draft, that is 100% going to shock me. I'm going to be shocked that the Steelers did that. The other thing I'm going to be shocked about is if they actually address all the issues that we can all see that are glaring. And I know that sounds ridiculous. However, as a Steelers fan, you will understand this. If you're not a Steelers fan, listen to me closely. The Steelers fan base, we all are in unison on what we need to fix this team. Listen to what I'm saying here. As a fan base, the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base is all in agreement of what we need to do to fix our team in the draft. And then, because we're a fan base and we love our team, we'll go into the season and we're like, maybe they see something we don't. Maybe they know something we don't. And then we get into the season and then guess what? They didn't see something we didn't see. It wasn't fixed. It was never fixed and it was never addressed. So I'm saying this to say, as a fan base, we all know what we need. We need a quarterback that can stretch the field. We need another defensive tackle, and we 100% need somebody on that offensive line. Do we have other needs? Absolutely. But if we don't fix those needs, nothing else matters, because I believe football is won in the trenches. In the NFL, you have to have somebody that at least the defense respects their arm and that will at least act like they might throw the ball down the field. And so in my opinion, we have to fix our trenches. We have to fix our offensive line. We have to fix our defensive line. I don't even need us to be the number one defensive line and the number one offensive line, although that would be great. I just need us to be better. I need us to be able to stop the run, and I need us to be able to run the freaking football, for crying out loud. I need the Steelers to figure this out. I want to trust that they can figure this out. Right now, I do not trust that they can figure this out. And so if they figure this out and if they do a great job, I will happily come on camera and I will say I was wrong. And the Steelers did everything they needed to do, and I was 100% wrong, and I should have trusted them from the jump. I hope that is the video that I'm making after this draft is over. Maybe the Steelers are actually showing me who they are by having these average facilities and doing all these things that don't make sense. Maybe the expectations and what I want the Steelers to be, the Steelers have just decided they don't want to be that. And so this draft is going to show me everything I need to know about who the Steelers want to be, because I'm going to see how they pick and I want to see what they do. And I will be honest and say the facilities are really something that is bothering me, because I think that that is important and I don't understand why we're not investing into our program. And so listen, I'm going to pay attention to what the Steelers tell me during the draft, and I'm going to trust what they say. And so I'm going to watch them with my eyes. I'm going to see the actions that they take, and then I'm going to believe who they say they are once I see their actions that they take in this draft. And they better get this right, unless I'm going to be very, very, very pissed off. I'm going to sit back and see what happens. I don't trust the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. I don't trust their ability to draft, because if you go back and check out their ability to draft, you will see that the guys that they have been drafting have not been fantastic. The guys that they've really been drafting really haven't been making impacts. The guys that they drafted 2 years ago really aren't making an impact. So that tells me that we are missing at the draft. And that tells me that I should be concerned about the draft. And I will also say here that I've said a couple of times, I do believe the Steelers are in a rebuild. I believe they're in a silent rebuild. And what I mean by a silent rebuild is a lot of their stars and a lot of things that we have going on are only signed to one more year on their contracts, or 2 more years on their contracts, because we are depending on the draft to really help us. And if we are in a silent rebuild and we are depending on the draft to help us make our team better, we have to go get guys in the draft that are going to make our team better. That's just common sense. I don't know how else to put it. We have to do better in the draft. We have to get guys that will actually make an impact, and we have to do things that show me that we're trying to win a playoff game. Because my standard for now, the Steelers, is no longer a Super Bowl. My standard for the Steelers is now a playoff game. That is the standard for the Steelers, because that is where we are. If I am being honest with myself, we are a team that needs to at least win a playoff game, because until we can win a playoff game, there's nothing in me that makes me feel like we can win the Super Bowl. So that is where I'm at. The Steelers need to build to win a playoff game. I would love to see that. I need my Pittsburgh Steelers to pull a Coach Sark and to make me feel like they are doing every single thing possible to win games, because I don't feel that all the time. I need them to step it up, and I need them to do better. So this is me holding Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers accountable, because I am sick and tired of seeing what we have seen so far. I would love to know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you in my next video.